Good evening, everyone. Rehana Jaino here from Constantia Consulting, and I hope you're all keeping well. We're into week 4 of the lockdown, and I know for some people it is still a challenge in terms of what you're experiencing and what you're going through. And I thought what I would do is share some tips and pointers in terms of how we can still work and feel not so isolated during this period of time. I still have people calling me saying, what can you propose? What can we do? Both from an employer side and from an employee perspective. And I went to look at what are some of the things that we can do to help ourselves through the situation. I myself is finding myself within this lockdown. I myself is working from home, doing some work for clients, etc. And I've also had to work out a routine for myself. And I'd like to share some of the things that I've been putting in place, but what other clients have been telling me and what I've seen they are doing that's working for them. And I thought it would be good to really share this with you. So for me, the most important thing was working out a routine and was working out a working schedule for me. So what time am I going to get up? What time am I going to get done? And when do I make sure I come and sit in front of my computer and start working? But also scheduling in breaks so that I can get up from my desk and walk around, whether that's to exercise a little bit, to have a cup of coffee, drink water. Because I don't know if it's similar for yourselves, but like for me, I found that I was not moving as much as when I was within a work type of environment, whether that was within corporate or working with clients, etc. I felt I was getting up more from the desk, but working now from home, I find that that was not the situation. So I had to constantly remind myself to be able to do that. Also, what I've heard clients tell me, what they've done is they've been sharing what they've been working on often and regularly, because you don't have that luxury anymore of being able just to call people together and saying, this is what we've been working on, where are you, what are we doing, etc. And it's looking at in terms of what have I done, how can I share it with my team and get their input from them with regard to what's been done, and similarly what have they worked on and how can we share the input. So by having that constant communication with each other, it has helped the process. Also making use of your calendars even more and instant messaging. So if you are on Office 365, there's Microsoft Teams, and this works wonders because you can actually schedule meetings in terms of video conferencing. And also with your Teams, Microsoft Teams instant messaging, have the conversations on there with employees. And so it gives you the opportunity to communicate on a regular basis with each other, whether you're at home or whether you were at the office, you're still having that communication going, albeit now it's via Messenger. But nothing stops you from picking up the phone as well and having a conversation. And if not the phone, if it's video conferencing via Microsoft Teams again, you get to see and hear each other, so that works out quite well. I find what employees are not doing is if they are struggling and they need help, some of them are not letting the managers know what they need help with. And it's quite important that we communicate this, because they're not going to know that we do need the assistance. Again, in an office environment, it was quite easy to do that, to walk into the office and say, I'm struggling with this, can you just help me with this? Yes, maybe the way you're going to do it now might be different because you're not too sure whether they are busy or not, but that's where calendars come in once again. Looking, is the schedule open? Let me quickly get them onto a call to have this discussion, or just message them and say, are you free now, quickly just for a 5 or 10 minute catch up, I'm struggling with this, do you have any ideas with regard to it? And we are having to also change the way we are working from home, and what's quite important is to communicate not only to your clients but other stakeholders in terms of what your work schedule looks like, because it could be that you've reached an arrangement with your employer in that you are probably doing some homeschooling as well, and you have to fit that in and pay attention to the kids. So it could be that you've arranged that there are certain hours that you're going to be working, and then you're going to see to the kids and they'll catch up with the other hours at another time, etc. But it's important to communicate this so that if people are expecting things back from you, they know when to get it, and also know you're not going to be available for a certain period of time in the day. So at least you know you are managing expectations from that point of view. But also, more importantly, you're not having people contact you when you're not available. And I think what's quite good as well is those companies that are having communication company-wide and doing it regularly with the employees contribute to any of this. As I think it's as much as it is important for employees to let managers know how they're doing, it's also good for managers to get feedback from employees to let them know in terms of how they're doing as an organization, how they're communicating, what is it that you need to know, what are the fears that's coming up for you. Maybe sometimes they're not going to have the answer for it, but at least they can talk you through in terms of what the company will be doing. And this is more for managers as well. Have a daily call in with your team. Sit down, look at what's going to be a time that's going to be work for everyone, and then have their daily call in and make it fun, where people can also just have a chat online and then come back to work and look at in terms of what needs to be done for the day. I have a client, because he's still got a young team, he's still busy training them. What he's done is he's got a call in the morning, and he's got a call in at the end of the day. So the morning is how we're doing, what do you need help with during the rest of the day. This is what my schedule is going to look like, so if you need to get hold of me, these are the times when I'm available. And then at the end of the day, just touching base with how has your day gone, what have you achieved, what have you struggled with, what can I help you with tomorrow, is there anybody else in the team that can assist you. So it's quite important to have those daily call-ins with the team. As I said, use the video conferencing facilities, whether it's Zoom that you use, whether it's Microsoft Teams, whether it's BlueJeans. There's so many of the video conferencing facilities out there. Make use of that, because it's quite important to have the face-to-face meetings with people as well, because we are all isolated within our homes. Some people are on their own, they don't have their daily contact, and then there are others who just want a break from the family and just want to spend it with colleagues, even though you're discussing work. And it comes back to communicate often with each other. And also, I think what's quite important in your communication, celebrate the successes. Celebrate in terms of what went well. These are things we can look forward to, and put a milestone in terms of, what's the next goal we want to achieve, and how can we do that. So from me, those are just the tips that I'm sharing with you today or this evening, and I hope that it will add some benefit. Hopefully you can look at some of these tips or all of them. I'm sure some of you are doing a great job at it, and those of you that have been doing it very successfully, it'd be very good if you can share with others in the group in terms of what you've done, how you've done it, and what has worked for you and what hasn't. So that's from me. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you've done this live or you're going to be doing this post later. Thank you, and have a good evening, and good luck, and keep safe. Bye.